So Ric, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yes.
What are you going to talk to us about today?
We'll talk about sales and acquisitions of businesses and companies, but the implications of trading across borders and buying across borders.
Okay, that's great. And what are the key points that you'd like to cover?
I think really it comes down to the way Australian laws are structured and our governments are structured. In Australia, we've got a federal government making laws for the whole of the country. We've got 6 states and 2 territories, each of which have their own laws. And then within those states, we often have local councils which make their own local bylaws and regulations. And so if you're buying a business in Australia or buying a company in Australia, you may be subject to federal laws. You may be subject to state laws in individual states, and if you're buying a company or a business that trades in several states, you may have compliance issues in a number of different states. And you may also come across, for example, in the area of planning, you may be subject to local laws. So if you're a foreign company looking at buying a business in Australia, you've got to be mindful that there are federal laws, and they relate both to the operation of companies but also to the rules relating to foreign investment in Australia. You've got state laws, and they'll be different according to the state that you're dealing with. So you need to be sure of what compliance you have in those states under the state laws, and then you may have local laws as well. So it can be complex. It's all navigatable, but you need to keep in mind that where you're trading is going to have a difference on the laws that apply to you.
And from your perspective, you work with other MSI members on these sorts of engagements. What sense do you get from other members and from overseas on the assistance that you can give their clients?
Oh, well, I mean, the MSI relationship's the best thing for us in these circumstances. Frequently, people are buying a company or a business that trades in several states. And so to ensure that we've got all the laws in all the states covered, we call in our Brisbane counterparts or we call in our Sydney counterparts, and we can work together as a team to make sure that the transaction's seamless, particularly a lot of the transfers and transitions that have to take place with a business or company acquisition.